Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Lidya Arifatul with study number ID 250512300021 from Class D Manufacturing Engineering Study Program. Today, I will be analyzing two research abstracts from engineering journals. Okay, the first paper I choose is titled Multi-Objective Optimization of Welding Include Residual Stress and Duplication in 6082 T6 Aluminum Alloy Using Validated Thermomechanical Modeling from Journal of Advanced Joining Processes. This was published by Elsevier, and the abstract has a word count of 247 words. This abstract is a good example because it perfectly follows the ideal structure and is packed with essential information. Okay, look, the purpose is stated immediately. It clearly identifies the problem, like a welding aluminum causes residual stress and duplication, and the specific objective to investigate the influence of a key process parameters. That we know why this research matters right way. Next one, the method is incredibly specific and rigorous. It doesn't just say we use a model. It states how the numerical model was developed and validated using thermocouples, 3D laser scanning, and X-ray diffraction. It also specifies the exact statistical tools used like a design of experiment and ANOVA. These were immediate tools in the research. And the most importantly, the results are outstanding. This section is filled with quantitative data. It gives us hard numbers. The last is for the conclusion. It clearly summarizes the main contribution, like the optimization framework offers a data-driven approach to improve welded structural integrity. Why is this a good abstract? Because it is complete for the structure, like have a purpose, method, result, and conclusion. Clear and logical, but its greatest strength is a focus on measurable quantitative data. An engineer reading this knows exactly what was achieved and how it was done. Now let's look at the second abstract, which I consider to be poorly written. The title is Optimization of Welding Parameters for Ultrasonically Assisted Resistance Spot Welding of Pure Titanium Grade 2 and Aluminum Alloy 5754 from International Journal of Lightweight Materials and Manufacture. This is also from Elsevier, and its word count is 181 words. Okay, so actually this abstract starts well. It has a very clear purpose, like to enhance weld quality of TIAI joints, and a clear method, like experimental design, regression analysis. However, it completely fails when it gets to the result. This is the biggest weirdness. The abstract is full of vague, qualitative words instead of a data. For example, it says the weld strength initially increases peaking before declining, and the electrode pressure negatively impacts the strength. As an engineer, this tells us almost nothing. How much did it increase? What was the peak strength in MPa? How much of a negative impact did the pressure have? The abstract never gives a single number. It spends time explaining why these things happen, like expels liquid aluminum or phase transformation, which is interesting, but it forgets to report the main findings, the actual data. Furthermore, it has no real conclusion. The last sentence is just a final observation about the failure mode, not a summary of the research success or its implication. So, how could this be improved? It's a simple add the number. Instead of saying strength increases and declines, the author should state the maximum weld strength achieved was X MPa. Instead of negatively impacts, they should quantify it and increase in pressure of A cause a B% decrease in strength. It needs to provide the specific optimal welding parameters that it claims to have fun. So, to summarize by comparing these two abstracts, the difference is the good abstract have deliver high quantitative data and have a complete structure. It proves the value of its research with specific number like a 1.44 mm, 171 MPa. It tells a complete story. For the poor abstract, it describes the result qualitatively using words like increases and declining without proving them with data. It fails to report the key findings and lack a conclusion. The key takeaway is this: a good engineering abstract is not just a summary of the topic. It is an advertisement for the data. It must be clear, follow the purpose, method, result, conclusion, structure, and most importantly, provide the specific, measurable result that prove the research was a success. Okay, I think enough for my analysis. I'm sorry if I have mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.